Godspeed, you magnificent bastard.
You know, I really do miss when they used to update my favorite game. And I don't mean like annually recycled Halloween, but you know, good updates throughout the year. There was so much flair and style, not only in this game itself, but the characters inside of it. And you know, I think what I love the most was the way they built up the characters outside of the game throughout the comics and the videos. Like, they always made me laugh reading them and watching them. There's just so many hilarious and memorable moments. God, I'm never gonna get tired of them. You know what? That's it. That's it. You know what? I'm watching. I'm gonna go watch them right now. I'm watching. Let's go. Go to jail. Yep.
Oh, good. So
fucking simp. What a simp. Simp.
So we're
Look at these three guys standing next to each other.
Nobody teleports any bread.
Yeah.
Question.
I love him so much.
I teleported bread.
Oh.
What? You told me to.
Uh-huh.
How much? I have done nothing but teleport bread for 3 days.
There, have you?
Hold on a second. What?
I have done nothing but teleport bread for 3 days. I have done nothing but teleport bread for 3 days.
That's fucking hilarious. Like, can you imagine him actually sitting there for 3 entire days just teleporting loaves of bread nonstop? God, could you could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? That really does make me wonder. How much bread did he teleport? And on top of that, how big should that monster really be? Is that seriously what we're about to get into? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's gonna be one of those videos. And no, I'm not gonna make that joke at the end, so don't fucking start, okay? Alright, cool. Let's just get into it. Alright, let's break all this down from the beginning with some simple math. Our first problem is figuring out exactly how many loaves of bread, breads? How many loaves of breads Mr. Doe could possibly teleport in 72 hours? Assuming that the base that he's in has a teleporter that's level 3, he could place a loaf onto the teleporter and send another one through in exactly 3 seconds. Now, with a nifty conversion table, we can go from bread teleports a second to all the way to how many he could have done in 3 days in one simple line. I know math's a bummer, I know, but hey dude, listen, we were willing to go through the math on this because we can finally apply it somewhere, for stupid memes, okay? Apply your math that you learned to stuff like this, guys. This is a great example.
1 minus 1 equals.
Equals 35.
A fantastic way to get an end conversion from 2 distant quantities is to just multiply across with all the conversion factors you need in order to reach the final unit you're looking for. Well, we're starting with seconds, and we want to end up with actual days. So we start with the teleports per second, multiply by the factor of seconds per minute, and then minutes per hour, and then hours per day, and then the amount of days in we teleporting per idiot. Multiply these bad boys all across, and you get 259,200 over 3. All you do is divide out these numbers and cross out the eliminating units, leaving us with exactly 86,400 teleports per idiot. As in, the soldier can teleport that many loaves of bread. Okay, seriously, loaves? Loaves? What is it? Loaves? Seriously, what the hell? It's official, boys. Loaves with a V. Anyways, 86,400 loaves of bread being teleported. But that's assuming he literally did it non-stop for 72 hours. Like, he didn't even go to the bathroom, sleep, or anything. But honestly, do you really find it that hard that this lead-poisoned creature wouldn't do that, honestly? Okay, great. That's the first part of the big question solved. Hooray! Awesome. Okay, so this next problem is a little bit harder to solve. What would the volume of 86,400 loaves of bread be? Well, let's set some parameters. First of all, we'll be using the virtual bread model in-game compared to the other characters in order to find its dimensions. For the sake of not having my head erupt from the annoying problem, we'll be calculating the volume of the rectangular box that would perfectly fit around the bread. According to the curvatures and all that, I really couldn't find the exact volume because you'd have to bring in some ridiculous calculus, and I got a smooth brain. So we'll be calculating the exact boxed area around it for about the same amount, okay? Because I live in the USA, the middle portion of the cum union will be using the imperial units of stripes per stars. We'll convert to metric at the end. Enough rules? Alright, let's just get to it. The one piece of information that makes all of the following math possible comes from the first issue of the official Team Fortress comic series, Ring of Fire. Long story short, Spy and Scout get locked up, and on the very last page of the comic, we get this mugshot. This image is the reason we can do all of this math. Soak it in, baby. This is why we're here. The Spy is exactly 6 feet tall. 6 goddamn American white and blue feet tall. With that information, we can create a conversion factor. Remember those? We just did them. We can create a conversion factor between pixel height and real height to find anything's size compared to the Spy, since the comics are canon. So, a nifty chart of their pixel heights, which I converted with my own exact chart, puts the soldier at 1,375 pixels tall, and the Spy... Spy? What the fuck? And the Spy at 1,388.48 pixels tall. Don't worry about the decimals, just roll with it, okay? Using the standy conversion factor, we can find this unknown height in inches. We did the math like this: 1,388.48 pixels over the 72 inches that make up the Spy's 6-foot stature, multiplied by 1,375 pixels of the soldier over an unknown height. Cross multiply, divide out, and that's how you get your height in inches, which puts the soldier at 71.301 inches, or 5 foot 11.3 inches, so technically a manlet. Now, our TF2 loaf of bread measures in with a length of 257 pixels, width of 117 pixels, and height of 113 pixels. Again, conversion factors mean that the dimensions of the TF2 bread are a length of 12.327 inches, 33.9 centimeters, a width of 6.067 inches, 15.41 centimeters, and a height of 5.86 inches, 14.9 centimeters. TF2 bread has been quantified in our universe. Yay. Now, if your brain isn't a shriveled up little raisin, you should know how to calculate the volume for a rectangle, right? You know how to do that, right? Wow, you're one pathetic son of a bitch. So, all you gotta do is multiply the length, the width, and the height. That easy. Meaning that TF2 bread, or at least a perfectly rectangular box containing it, would take up a volume of 473.810 inches cubed, or 7,764.35 centimeters cubed. Here is the fun part, boys and girls. All we do for this problem is multiply the volume of the loaf of the volume of the loaf by the amount of loaves teleported by our friend. 473.61 cubic inches volume times 86,400 teleports means the volume of the bread monster should be around 40,937,184 cubic inches, which means 23,690.5 cubic feet, and in metrics, that's 670.84 cubic meters. To give you an idea of how much that is, here's a picture of two guys measuring out 10 cubic meters, around 353 cubic feet, in cardboard boxes. Imagine this, only 67 times bigger. Oh, that's right, your little raisin brain couldn't even calculate volume, you little baby bitch. How about you look at this water tank that they're building out there? That's approximately 500 cubic meters, just under 75% of the bread volume. Now, the final problem. What would the exact dimensions of that bread be? We can see all this volume right now in real life, but what would it be measured out to be if the bread was shaped like the bread? Well, for that, Cobalt and his big brain stepped in just because I couldn't remember how the fuck to do it. So let's have him explain it, yeah? Go ahead, Cobalt.
In order to find the dimensions of the larger bread, we need to have the first thing, the volume. Now, of course, you would usually get this through physically measuring, but it's going to be 2.28 times, so we took that of the height of bread you teleport and get it also means that the length is going to be 605 meters. We take the cube of width and height of course, exchange with one another. And L becomes 14. This is some pretty basic algebra, of course.
Look. The main point is, if you take the ratio of the bread, which you've taken as length, width, and height, would simplify down to 2.274 by 1.305 by 1 by simply dividing everything by the smallest one. You take this and do what Cobalt explained, and you end up with the bread monster's approximate dimensions to be a length of 49.18 feet or 14.99 meters, a width of 22.30 feet or 6.798 meters, and a height of 21.57 feet or 6.574 meters. Now, let's do the reverse conversion factor and measure this bread in soldiers. If you take those numbers and jostle them around, you know, just take the math, fuck you, I did it. The bread would be 8.28 soldiers long, 3.75 soldiers wide, and 3.63 soldiers tall. And this is still sort of hard to really compare in real life, so let's take a look at this one. The sleek and sexy Solaris Urbino 15 model LEO is 15 meters long, 2.55 meters wide, and 3 meters tall. Now put an extra bus and a half against it and stack another bus on top of that. That's your bread monster in real life, okay? Again, 2 of these buses and a half all on one side and put another bus on top of that. That's about roughly the size of our bread monster. Really think about that, okay? And at this point my mind is really burnt out and it's nearly 3 a.m. when I'm finishing the script. Holy fuck. I started the script, I don't know when, but I ended at 3 a.m. because of all the fucking math I was doing. Holy crap. So now that my brain is slowing down, let's just go through some wishy-washy whatever the fuck estimates, okay? So it's fucking 3 a.m. If you look at the dead bread monster at the end of the short and compare Sniper to it, and the Sniper's a little bit taller than the Spy, you can easily say it's comparable to one of those buses. About half its length if you consider the Sniper's height, and about as high and wide. The monster should be another half a monster long and double its wideness and height. So imagine like a second half on the back of it, and then double its wideness, its thickness, and double its height. Okay, so like 4 times the monster essentially. All this math and time spent conversating over this fucking question. I'm overthinking this too much. Okay, it was fun, but it was fun, I gotta admit. But hey, that's just math, and I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna do it. I told you I wasn't gonna do it. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. You made it to the end. And I want to thank you for that. Thanks for watching this whole video. It was a lot of work. It was a decent amount of math. The editing definitely was what it was. I want to give a shout out to the people who were in the game that were being nice to me and really wanted to be in the video. You're in the video. And I want to thank Random for being my my super medic pocket girlfriend. That's awesome of you. Thanks, dude. I'm waking up on April the 22nd. This is the day that we found out just now that TF2 source code got leaked, so that's kind of a big oofy. So try to avoid playing the game if you're still listening. But anyways, my last thank you goes to Cobalt for helping me out with this math and double checking everything with me. Thank you so much, dude. Check out his channel. He's awesome. All the links are down below for the music and everything that we used. So I hate to be this guy, but you know, like if you liked it. If you consider sticking around, subscribe, and if you really want to interact or say hi or really know when things are coming up and be involved, there's a Discord you can join. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's one of those fucking videos, but you listen, I had fun, and it makes sense. So you guys take care of yourselves, stay off of Source Games for a couple weeks, and we'll see you when something else comes up. Take care, you guys. Goodbye.